I recently heard Alistair Begg, one of my favorite preachers, quote a few stanzas from a poem that was often quoted by Corrie ten Boom, and it seems especially appropriate for the times we're living in. The dark threads are as needful in the weaver's skillful hand as the threads of gold and silver in the pattern he has planned. The God who reveals himself to us in the Bible doesn't fly by the seat of his pants. He's never taken by surprise. He doesn't start any projects that he doesn't bring to completion exactly as he intended. He is always in control and therefore doesn't have to change his plans based on our choices. Every dumb scheme I cook up and every selfish or cruel thing I've ever said has been factored into his design from the beginning, even before that. I am not in control. I cannot usurp him. God is sovereign over everything. I am responsible for my actions, and that is not a contradiction. Sometimes Christians speak of events in their lives using false, dualistic terms. Their words imply that when good things happen, God is winning the battle, and when bad things happen, Satan is foiling God's plans. Well, you won't find that concept in the Bible. Yes, Satan is described as an accuser, a deceiver, a thief, and a liar. But this is Christianity, not Buddhism. Physics teaches us that cold isn't actually a thing. It's just the sensation you feel when there's not enough heat. Likewise, darkness isn't a thing. The word dark merely describes the absence of light. There aren't equal, dueling forces of good and evil or order and chaos in the universe, keeping each other in balance. We have a God who is always in control and an enemy who is already lost. It sounds so spiritual when you say, oh, we really must be doing something right because the devil is sure trying hard to stop us. But maybe you just should have been more prepared, practiced a little more. When we get sick or we lose our job or we fail miserably in some plan we've made and we blame our situation on the devil's schemes instead of resting in God's sovereignty and coming to grips with our own responsibility, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to learn from our mistakes, to be humbled, and to be spiritually strengthened by the events God is lovingly walking us through. Either God declares the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, or we live a chaotic existence devoid of any objective meaning and purpose. There's no middle ground here. If there's even one rogue molecule in the entire universe, as R.C. Sproul used to say, we cannot trust that God will be able to keep his promises. So you can search for the word plague in the Bible app and claim that Psalms 91:10 means that Christians are immune to COVID-19, which is what it seems a lot of pastors in America did the first Sunday they couldn't have church last month. But that doesn't make it true. Do you know the context of that verse? Do you know who God's talking to? You're not an ancient Hebrew. You're neither bound by nor protected by that covenant. This is not a promise God is making to you or me. I may not make it through this COVID-19 pandemic. Who knows? You may not make it either. But my God is still good no matter what happens. A happy, easy, long life isn't the hope of the Christian. It never has been. If that's what you signed up for, somebody sold you a bill of goods. I've never been able to understand a man whose theology allows for suffering and death so long as it's happening to strangers he doesn't know or care about. But once it hits his own house, he decides that God is either imaginary or immoral. God's goal isn't to make a comfortable habitat for his little human pets. His goal is for his people to glorify him and enjoy him forever. And we're really bad at looking past the ends of our own noses when everything is going according to plan. Not till the loom is silent and the shuttles cease to fly will God unroll the canvas and reveal the reason why. You don't have to be able to understand what God is doing in order to trust that he has things under control. He's weaving something more beautiful than we could ever imagine.